Let's continue to talk about algorithms. As we mentioned before, algorithms are ways to describe a solution to a problem, and today I will show you a visual way to describe a solution for a problem, and that should make it a little bit better in terms of understanding how the solution works. So we will do some examples, and I'll probably give you a few homework sets that are related to the visual display of an algorithm, and we'll call it a flow chart. If you go to Wikipedia and you check for algorithm, as this thing shows here, you will see on the right hand side, you will see a sample of a flow chart. But before you do that, let's go over what I have today, and we'll see some examples, and we'll see if we can understand the visual way of displaying an algorithm or writing an algorithm. So we're going to use several shapes that will give us different meanings for the parts of the algorithm that we want to write. For example, this shape will signal for us a start and an end of the algorithm or the flowchart. And the way we differentiate between them is simply by writing inside one or the other. So we'll see in the example how it works. The next shape will be an instruction, and that will be a simple rectangle such as this, and inside the rectangle we'll just type in an instruction. The next shape will be a question, and that shape will be inside a diamond. And we'll mark it with a Q for question and with a question mark. And we'll see how the question will be able to branch depending on the answer to the question. And this question will be a yes or no question. The next shape that we'll talk about will be print, and we'll draw it like this. And if we need to print something from the algorithm or from the flowchart, we'll put it in this type of shape, and that normally will be our output or the result of the algorithm. And one more small shape that we'll use later on, but we'll just mention it now. It's going to be a simple small circle, and we'll call that one a connector. And we'll see a little later on how we use that connector. So with those shapes in mind, let's create a small flowchart that will execute some algorithm. A simple one. Let's do the start here. And then from the start, we'll make an arrow into an instruction. And in the instruction, we'll say add 4 to 7. And then after that we'll have a print shape And here we'll simply write print result. And the result refers to what we had in the rectangle before. And then we'll end the algorithm with the same shape as the start. But this time we'll type inside the word end. So here we have a simple flowchart. We used the start and then the instruction, add 4 to 7, it will be 11, print result, we're printing 11, and we're ending the algorithm. Now let's do an algorithm that's a little bit more advanced than this, or a flowchart that will use also the question, which was the diamond shape. So let's start again with the start, and then let's go to the question. So we'll type here start, and for the question we'll type is the sun shining? Okay, it's hard to see it here, but let's assume that we typed here is the sun shining, and the answer could be either yes, it's shining, or no, it's not shining. If the answer is yes, let's print daytime. And if the answer is no, which is this branch over here, we'll print nighttime. Sure, you guessed it. And then we'll end the algorithm. So both of these will go to, let's say, a connector. And as we remember before, the connector was a small circle, and the connector will go into the end. Same shape as the start, but inside we write, instead of start, we'll just write end. Okay, so this is our second flowchart. It has a start, it has a question, is the sun shining? We can put a question mark here, or at the end, wherever is convenient, and it's always a yes or no question here. So then we have a Y, which is yes, and we have an N, which is no, and if it's yes, the sun is shining, we're printing daytime. If it's no, we're printing nighttime, and then we connect here, and we end the flowchart, we end the algorithm, and this is the second example. The third example will be something more complicated, so I'll put it in a separate section, and this is it for part 1. So we'll end the recording, and the more complicated one will be in part 2.